Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the BBQ Lady. What you see here are my Bavarian ribs on cabbage. With this recipe you have the sauces and side dishes already included. How I prepared it is what I will show you now. My grandmother prepared the Bavarian spareribs in the oven in the kitchen. This rich dish was what we consider today as a one-pot recipe. Now imagine the old harsh farm life, where my grandmother had only little time to cook as she had to take care of the animals, but of course also a big house and last but not least the family. This recipe was and still is awesome because it does not take too much time to prepare and everybody is sated afterwards. My thought was now to prepare the dish in here as the masonry stove is already on fire because it's cold outside. In addition to that, I am at my parents' house and we only have a tripod grill and a chimney grill outside, which you can't use for this meal as you need a closed system, so a grill with a lid. Let's take a short walk into the kitchen in order to see what we need for this meal. We have potatoes, onions, cabbage, namely a white cabbage, as well as my secret rub, which I won't tell you what it consists of. No, I'm kidding. It's only salt, pepper and a little bit of paprika powder. Sometimes my grandma would only spice it with salt and pepper, which alone added already a really fine flavor to the meat. We are also adding some caraway seeds. Here I have the spareribs, which I will use my rub on. Okay, ready to start. Here you see a roasting dish, but you can also use any other fireproof container. And of course, it also works in a Dutch oven. Also, we need some water, which I already prepared. Now the first thing to do is placing the white cabbage, which I just cut into some rough pieces, into the roasting dish. With this, I will create a bedding for the spareribs. We have to add some water, around 1 centimeter high in the roasting dish, which is about ½ an inch. You don't want the cabbage to be completely covered in liquid, just a little bit on the bottom of the roasting dish, so it won't burn when cooking it. Upon that, I will add caraway seeds. I know not everybody likes caraway seeds, but then you just use ground caraway. Fine, the ribs are already spiced. Just placing the potatoes and onions onto the white cabbage. Also, the ribs will be put on top of this base layer. That is because the juices coming out of the meat can drip on the cabbage and potatoes. What will make a nice sauce, which you can probably imagine. Finally, we will place the ribs on top. Then just add a lid on top of the roasting dish and place it into the oven. The cooking temperature of the Bavarian ribs is around 160 to 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 320 to 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Close the door. I will go and get some more wood to keep the fire alive. 1.5 hours have passed. I will pull it out. It already smells heavenly. Opening the lid. Okay, very nice. The spareribs have not gotten much color yet, but this step follows now, because it goes back into the masonry stove for another 50 minutes without the lid. And then we will try it. After another 50 minutes, I think it is about time to take another look. I already smell the awesome roasting flavor. This is what the ribs look like now. Whoever wants to tan the ribs from both sides may turn them during the process. It is time to taste them. It looks very good and smells so good too. I will get myself a piece out now. If you want the meat to be even softer, you could maybe leave it in the oven with the lid closed for a bit longer. But I think this is perfect. The meat already falls off the bone. Look at it, very delicious. I will also take some potatoes. And down here you can see a beautiful sauce. The white cabbage is also very tender. Forget what I said about the longer cooking time with the lid on. This is absolutely not necessary. Look at it. The potatoes are also very tender. Heavenly. Due to the sauce, it becomes even juicier. My grandma, for example, always pressed the potatoes into the sauce with her fork. But I will let you decide how you want to eat them. I would be happy if you recreate this dish and let me know how you liked it. Maybe you want to give me a thumbs up and a comment. If you, then you can do so below the video. See you soon, your barbecue lady. Take care.